Hey everybody, welcome to this podcast, which now has a name because I have released my yarn store name, and that is Out in the Open, and I've sold yarn. The name of this podcast is the Cat Knit Podcast, and I'm Grace, I'm your host, also the owner and dyer of Cat Knit Yarns. Today is November 4th, which is a Friday. 2016, and if you want to get a drink of your choice, I have my lovely tea here, and then we can sit down and talk about some wonderful crafty things. So, happy things happened yesterday. They've been happening all week, but yesterday in particular was a high point for me because after lots of work for the past, I don't know how many months, a lot of months, I finally opened my online hand-dyed yarn store, which is great. I will leave links everywhere. Links have been put everywhere on my social media, which is on Instagram and Twitter, Facebook. Not Ravelry yet, but I need to do that. Mainly Instagram. I'm on Instagram the most, so the links have been put everywhere. It's catknityarns.bigcartel.com. It'll also be in the description of the YouTube video. So that was released yesterday, and it was very successful, if I do say so myself. I was blown away by everybody's really nice comments and just wonderful support, and people who bought stuff. You know who you are. Thank you so much. That means so much to me. I really appreciate it. It's really cool to see something that I've been working on for so long and to share it with everybody, and then people be like, this is wonderful. You've done a good job. I love it. I will buy it. And it's just like, whoa, I didn't think anybody would want to, but this is amazing. It actually was successful, and this is wonderful. So I'm very proud of what I have accomplished, and there's still so much more to do and so much more to learn. I still don't really, there's some things that I don't know what I'm doing, but I know it's just one of those things where you just have to dive in and get with the program, which is fine. I'm totally cool with that. I've done that so far with this, so I should be okay. Anyway, I'm starting off with the dyeing talk because one, it's like the biggest thing that I've done recently, and two, I want to show you what I've done, and three, I hardly have any knitting. I have hardly any knitting this week because I've been busy with that, and also because I've been only working on one thing, which is rough for me, which I'll talk about later. But anyway, so that's why I'm going through dyeing first. Some of this has been sold. I will tell you what has been sold, but I just want to let you know so you can see on the podcast what colorways I had in my shop. If you like these colorways, I can dye more of them. There will be more of them if you like them. Some of these are still in the shop, so they're still available to buy, which is wonderful. I will also tell you, like, the names of the bases and stuff, which is exciting. That was another thing that I was like, I really don't know what I'm gonna do in regards to naming bases. And then something clicked, and I just thought of what I was going to do. So, yes. So I think I'm going to be going by colorway, which makes sense. And then I'll just explain to you what which each base is. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 colors, excuse me. There were 2 that were in the same dye pot, but they ended up differently, so different that I just decided to name them different things because they look different. So I'll just start with those 2. These 2 have not been sold yet. They are still in the shop. So this one, which on the camera, when I'm recording, it doesn't look accurate. On the computer, when I edit it, it looks more accurate. So hopefully this is relatively accurate. On the camera right now, it's a little bit lighter than what it actually is in person. It's a lot more dark. But if you go and look on my shop site, the colors in that picture are the most accurate. So anyway, this is called Gumdrop. And this is on the Playful base, which is a sport weight. Its fiber content is 100% merino. It's a 3-ply. And there are 328 yards in this skein. Sorry, I'm looking down at my notes because I don't have this stuff memorized yet. So yeah, that's that. It's a nice dark purpley blue colorway with a few specks of dark gray in there. So that's that one. Similar to it, but not quite exactly like, is this one, which is a lot more pink. I call this Fairy Dust. And it's very similar to Gumdrop. It's just a lot more pink and more pink undertones. There's more saturated speckles of black in there. But I think it's fun. This is Fairy Dust. This is on the Cozy colorway, which is a worsted weight. Its fiber content is 100% superwash merino. It's a 4-ply. And its yardage is 218 yards, which is also 199 meters if you do meters instead of feet, if you don't live in America. So that's that. That's Fairy Dust. These two are still in the shop. Next we have a colorway that people have bought it. So these skeins of yarn are not for sale, but I can dye more because I do enjoy this color a lot. So I'll just put that right there. I need to keep things separate. So this is called the Strawberry Starburst colorway. The colorway is not part of the word colorway, is not part of the name. The colorway is Strawberry Starburst. This is again on the Playful base, which is a sport weight, 100% merino, 3-ply. It's got 328 yards. It's a bright, vibrant red and pink and a little bit of orange, and there's some spots of like lighter undyed areas. So this is sold. This is not for sale, but I will have more of this if people like it. I have the same colorway, Strawberry Starburst, but on a different base. This is on the Cozy base, which is worsted, 100% merino, superwash merino, 4-ply. It's got 218 yards. This also has been sold, but I will dye more up if you would like. I really like this color. I really like this color. Then we have for the fourth colorway. It's confusing because these two are like, they're two different, see, they do look very different. Two different colorways, so it's different than, my brain can't wrap around it. Okay, anyway, so going on to the fourth colorway is called First Day of Fall. And this is on the Jolly base, which is a fingering or a sock weight. It is 100% superwash merino. It's a 2-ply, and it is 400 yards a skein. It's just a lot of greens, olivey greens. There's some leafy greens, a little bit of orange, a little bit of yellow, and then some cranberry thrown in there. And this skein has also been sold. But this was a popular color, it seemed like. So I will definitely be dyeing more of this up. So those have been sold. This one has also been sold, but it's the First Day of Fall on the Cozy base, which is the worsted, superwash merino, 218 yards. The skein has been sold, but it's just the same thing on a worsted base. This skein has not been sold. This is still in the shop, so if you'd like to get this or one of these colorways, you can do it. This is First Day of Fall on the Playful base, which is the sport weight, 100% merino, 328 yards. This is still in the shop. You can buy it. It can be yours. It would make a lovely cowl. It would be great. So that's good. This is still in the shop. You can still buy that. Another skein that is still in the shop of the last colorway is this. It's called the Pumpkin Spice colorway. And this is also on the Playful base, which is 4-weight, 100% merino. 328 yards. Look at me go. I have it memorized already. But it is caramely colors with like gray speckles, undyed speckles, and then some darker browns in there. This skein is still available for sale in my shop. These last two skeins are the same colorway, but they have been sold, so these are not for sale. But just to show you what they look like dyed up on other bases. This is Pumpkin Spice, but this is on the Cozy base, which is the worsted base. Very nice, very squishy. Boop, boop. It's very nice. I like this base a lot. And then lastly, we have Pumpkin Spice on the Jolly color, or excuse me, on the Jolly base. Pumpkin Spice on the Jolly base, which is the fingering. The skein is not for sale. It has been sold already, and it will be shipped off hopefully today. I'm going to be packaging everything up today and hopefully getting in the mail, so it can get there pretty soon. Yep, that's exciting. So that's all I had in the shop. So I feel like I did really well. I sold 6 skeins. I have 4 left, and out of what I did, I'm very proud of that. I did not expect to do that well. All of the skeins of yarn will have my logo tag thing wrapped around them, which I will be doing. They will also have the fiber content written somewhere on either side. I don't know where yet. I need to figure that out. They'll come packaged nicely, and you will receive a nice little package with the yarn, and it'll be wrapped up nicely, and there might be some goodies included, so who knows. It'll be fun. Yeah, so I'm excited about what I've accomplished, and I'll start dyeing up some new colorways soon, which is exciting. Yeah, I don't know if I'll do that today. I don't know when I'll do that. I have more stuff to talk about, which will make it sense why I don't know if I'll do it tomorrow. Anyway, so that is it for my shop update, which is crazy that I have one of those now. That's it for that. Again, thank you so much to everybody who sent me messages and comments and stuff like that about my shop and how much they liked it. Really appreciate it. It made my day. It made the whole, before I published it, I was like, wow, the adrenaline is like, whoa, excitement. I don't know what's gonna happen. And then it happened, and then I just got an overflow of such wonderful kindness from everybody about the shop and all that jazz, and it was really wonderful, and I appreciate it. And yes, so thank you. So moving along to knitting. I have not been knitting on a lot. Clearly I've been very busy with the shop, but also I've been bound and determined to finish this object because I just want it to be done. Not because I don't enjoy the pattern, of course, I really enjoy the pattern, but I've been knitting on this for so long, it needs to be done. And that is, we're gonna hold it up the right way. Hold it up the right way. I don't think this is the right way. This is the Stephen West. Mystery Knit Along. The Stephen West Mystery Knit Along. It's so big. There's so many stitches on the needle. Oh, I'm almost done with clue 2. This is good. I've made progress. last week I was like just barely into the brioche section, which is the beginning of clue 2. So now I'm almost done with clue 2. Go me. Lots of knitting clearly has been done, which it really has, but it's just because these rows are so massively long. I think one row takes me about 15 minutes. 12 to 15 minutes depending on what I'm doing. So yes, and I have fun stitch markers. I have an owl right there, right there, and then I have a mushroom. Oop. It'll turn around. Oh, will it turn around? It should. There we go. There's a mushroom. I have another owl. And then I have like circles. So I love stitch markers. They're so much fun. Although they are, and I have a mug. Don't focus on my face. There we go. There's the mug. When I am knitting on this in public, one, it's hard to explain what exactly I'm knitting because when you're knitting a Mr. Knit Along, you can't be like, this is what it's gonna be, here is a picture of what I'm knitting, because you don't have that. I mean, now I do because the clues are over, but it's still like, it's hard to explain. I'm doing something that I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what it's gonna look like. All I know is that it's gonna be a shawl of some sort. And so it's just kind of confusing. And then also explaining what stitch markers are, because a lot of people have been asking me, non-knitters, which I love talking about. I love explaining knitting things to non-knitters, and I appreciate that they ask me. But explaining that the stitch markers will not be there for forever, they will be taken away, they just tell me when I need to do things, such as increasing or decreasing. So, excuse me, I have a froggy in my throat. This weather though, it is rainy and it needs to be cold, but it's not. We finally got some rain yesterday. It poured and it's still raining today, which is so wonderful. I love it so much. This is my favorite kind of weather. Dark and gloomy days, I just love them. Although they make me want to like just not do anything and like knit all day or read all day and have a cup of tea and a cat or something. So there's that. But I totally forgot what I was talking about. Oh, I remember, the froggy in my throat. Because of the rain, it kind of like shuffled up all the pollen and all the dust and all the stuff. So my allergies today were kind of a little out of whack. But that's okay. I love the weather. And I'd be willing to deal with a stuffy nose for some rain because I love the rain. So yeah, this is all I've been working on. Okay. So I still have 2 clues left. But the time has come, I think, that I need to stop working on that and take a little break because I'm getting a little burnout on the almost 400 stitch plus rows. So that being said, I have created my list of Christmas gifts that I will be knitting for people this year, which is really exciting, also relatively daunting seeing as Christmas is just right around the corner. I don't know about you, but I never start Christmas knitting when I'm supposed to or when I should, which leaves me knitting frantically at the end of late into Christmas Eve night, Christmas morning, the early morning. I usually stockpile things that I like will watch and listen to on Christmas Eve because I know I'm going to be knitting late, which is bad. I really need to be better like organized about this, which I'm going to try to do, which is why I'm going to stop working on the Stephen West Knit Along for a little bit. I say that, I probably won't. It's like one of those things where it's like, I feel like I should stop, but I also don't want to stop. Does that make sense? Kind of like potato chip knitting? I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, so I need to start on Christmas knitting soon. I have a lot of There's no sweaters. Nobody's getting a sweater. That's just not happening. But that's fine. I don't normally knit sweaters for people. Yet, anyway. I'll probably knit a sweater for my fiance at some point. But now is not the time. Lots of hats, lots of scarves, lots of cowls, lots of other things that will be knit. So that's exciting. I have fun plans. I have pretty much everything planned out. I just need to start doing it, which is good. So that's really wonderful. I also plan on knitting something for myself that is not the Stephen West knit along, just because I think that would be good for me and my knitting mojo, because I don't want to like kill my knitting mojo right before Christmas knitting and that needing to happen. So I'll probably continue or like start working on my, if I can bring this over here, my clapote or a clapote out of my Noro that I got for my trip to the Midwest a couple weeks ago. Probably keep on working on that because that's really fun, or I don't know, maybe I won't do that. Maybe I should work on a sweater. I've been working on a lot of shawls recently. Maybe some fingerless gloves, maybe a cowl, I don't know. I have options, which is nice, but also so many options, I don't know what to pick. So that's good. Christmas knitting needs to happen. So yes, that's what I've been working on knitting wise. Moving along to the next thing that I'm going to talk about, which is not knitting related at all. So if you have no interest in things that are going on in my life or wedding planning, I will see you next week. But if you are, you can stick around, you can listen to things that have been going on and things that are going to happen, which is really exciting. All good things, which is really wonderful. Like my wedding dress came in and fittings are going to be starting next week, which is really exciting. Just figuring out things like figuring out where we're going to live and finding an apartment and looking at different apartments and all that kind of stuff. Also Googling if there are yarn stores in the area, which is really great. Very exciting. We have a shower tomorrow, which is really great. Sam's church is hosting that, and that's really wonderful and very exciting, and that's in Houston, so we'll be going to Houston for that, and I'll get to spend the night with my parents and see my cat, which is really exciting. I say tomorrow. When this goes up, it'll be happening today. So on Saturday, today is Friday, tomorrow's Saturday. Yes. Which makes things very complicated when I talk about things, because I don't think about it being, yeah. The shower's happening on Saturday. For you, today is Saturday. For me, today is Friday. That's all. Hopefully that makes sense. Showers are happening. Registry stuff is happening. Flowers stuff is happening. Big things are happening. It's all just kind of, it's all coming together, but there's still a lot of stuff to do, it feels like, which is somewhat overwhelming, but also not at the same time. I just need to see. Here a plug for this passion planner that I talked about a while ago at the very beginning of the podcast, I think episode 2 or something. I got this passion planner. It is really wonderful. It helps me not freak out about how much I need to do, because at the top of each day on the week planner spread, at the top of each day there is something that says today's focus. And so I just make sure that I write in that focus area one thing that needs to be done, one big thing that needs to be done that day. You're not trying to do like 10 big things in one day, because that is dumb and you can get overwhelmed too easily and you get burned out, and then you're like, wedding stuff, paperwork, contracts, I don't want to do any of that. So day by day, it's all okay. Same thing goes with the business stuff. It's like, if you do it little chunks every single day, it'll be okay. Just don't get overwhelmed and it'll be fine. That's just me though. I'm just speaking about myself. I don't know about, I can't speak about you, but That's just me. So, anyway, I think that is pretty much all I had to talk about because the knitting this week, like I said, was very minimal. Hopefully next week I will have a lot more to talk about. Hopefully, let's shoot for having 2 Christmas gifts done, maybe 3. Wouldn't that be amazing? That would be awesome. Let's shoot for 3 Christmas. No, let's shoot for just 2. Just 2 Christmas gifts. How about that? Better cast those on this afternoon. I think I can do that. So that'll be great. And hopefully I'll have those to show them to you next week. Maybe. Without saying who they're for. Because that would not be good. Because Christmas gifts are a surprise, especially when they're knit for you, which is fun. Now I'm just rambling. So anyway, I will post all the show notes on my blog, which will be linked in the description. If you're watching this on YouTube, it'll also be linked on my Instagram, my Twitter, my Facebook. I will create a Ravelry page since this podcast has now been named Cat Knit Yarn, the Cat Knit podcast, because of my shop, the Cat Knit Yarns. So yes, I think I'm going to import this and start editing it and clean my room and pack for this weekend, and that's exciting. And yes, also I don't know if I'll be able to dye tomorrow, obviously, because I'll be in Houston, or on Sunday because I'll still be in Houston. Maybe on Monday I will start some dyeing stuff. So I'm not sure when the next shop update will be, but once I figure that out, I will let everybody know. And yes, so thank you so much for joining me again this week. I really appreciate you giving me some of your time to just sit and listen to me chat about what I'm working on. It's very sweet. I enjoy this time a lot. It's a lot of fun. I look forward to it every Friday. Or Saturday for you, because today for you is Saturday. So yes, anyway, I will talk to you guys later, and I will see you next week. Bye!